Okay, then I will turn it over to David Bell.
Assalamu alaikum. Nagode da kun bani invitation nan ga muku kalami. Ina son magana bisa kaina da mutanen Niger da labarinsu. Peace be with you. Thank you for inviting me to come and speak to you today. I'm anxious to tell you about my friends, the people of Niger, and their story. The language I'm speaking is called Hausa. It's a local language throughout West Africa, and for the past 18 months I've been living in a small, very tiny village in a landlocked country called Niger in West Africa. It's a very hot, dry, very, very poor country, conservative Muslim country. And so, for these past 18 months I've been speaking mostly two local languages, Hausa and Zarma. And I only got back just yesterday, so for this reason I've had a little opportunity to speak English, so bear with my speaking skills, or lack thereof. I'm here primarily to tell you about what life is like in West Africa and the kind of works that we're doing. I also wanted to let you know what Peace Corps and what Rotary International is doing in Niger and West Africa. First I'm going to start with a 20-minute photo presentation, which will kind of give you a glimpse of what life is like there and the kind of works that we're doing. So please feel free to ask questions afterwards. Thanks for allowing me to come and speak. This is a photo of my training group from last year, and now we're down to about half. That's the current president, Mohamedou Tanja. He's been in power for about 10 years now, and there's been a little bit of a political crisis now. This year he had a fixed election and decided that he wanted to stay in power even though the term limit is for 10 years. And so he changed the constitution, dissolved the assembly and the constitutional court, which is basically the equivalent of the Congress and Supreme Court, and removed all the opposition leaders from power. And so him and the prime minister have complete control of the government. And he's closed down radio stations and television stations that have spoken against him. And now the European Union and the African Union and the United States are all very upset, trying to get him to step down. And so far, efforts have been unsuccessful, but there's been a lot of talk about putting sanctions on Niger. And there's also been, this past year, there's been an increase in kidnappings from the North Africa branch of Al-Qaeda. And just this last month, there was an unsuccessful attempted kidnapping of an American in a nearby city. And because of this, roughly 50% of Peace Corps Niger has been evacuated, taken back to the States. And this is Niger. On the top right, where it says Tawa, with that arrow, that's Tawa. That's where last month the unsuccessful kidnapping was taking place. And on the bottom is my village. It's called Sia, and it's roughly a population of 4,000 people. And it's very close to the border of Benin, and it's very close to the river as well. One of the biggest problems in Niger is literacy and lack of education. The literacy rates in the cities are obviously much higher. In my village, it's much lower, and very few girls are put in schools because there's a stigma against it. So this kind of just gives you an idea of some of the problems that Niger faces. High fertility rates, high mortality, infant mortality rates, things like that, and lack of education. Niger is very notorious for its extremely high fertility rate, and in rural areas it's over eight children per woman. And then a lack of, and as you can see, the infant mortality rate for children under five is extremely high. Part of that is due to lack of clean water sources and lack of education. And easily the highest cause of death for infants is extreme diarrhea, and malaria is rampant, especially where I live. I'm further south, and I live close to the river, so there's a lot more mosquitoes where I live, and malaria is rampant all throughout the year.